hand, swings the lead hand, right? The next photograph looks like that. So it's entirely understandable, if you just look at the photograph, it looks like a knee to the body, right? And then what he does, from there, he's doing a knee to the body, seemingly, and then he strikes down with the oblique inverted kick, right? But I don't think it's supposed to be a knee to the body. I think what it's supposed to be is a knee to the groin, because his partner's legs have changed. So you do a knee to the groin, and he goes, no, which is an entirely instinctive reaction, right? Because that strikes me as a very flamboyant combination for a guy who's not very flamboyant. You know what I mean? So, knee and then stamp. So I think it's more likely what it represents is it's an attempted knee to the groin that the partner has swung his groin back from. And having done that, you've already got one foot in the air, and his leg is now going to be in a good position to just go, I'm having it. Nearest weapon to nearest target, right? If he pulls back straight, that leg will straighten as he moves his hips back. So stamp it, and it'll go that way. If he does that, stamp it from the inside. He's okay, it doesn't matter what he does with his legs, you've got his legs, right? So the way I'd like you to do it is when you do, you're going to go knee to the groin, make sure you're ready to stop it just in case. And your partner will go, no. He'll throw his hips back, an entirely instinctive reaction, right? So you've got 1, 2, I'll go for the knee to the groin, oh, he's moved. Turn my foot out, stamp. He's okay, don't do a side kick. Because some people, I understand why, because that kick is now not used as much as it should be. So some people from there, they'll go, oh, he's gone back, I'll do a side kick. But watch what happens to this hand if I do that. It's losing pressure. He's like, okay, so what I want to do is I want to be here, so I'll do the knee, and I'm there, so I'm ready to follow on should I want to. Both hands are still in play. Right, so that kick, if we just look at it on its own for a second, that is a great little kick. The earliest karate books we've got, it's in there, long before roundhouse kick appears in the karate canon. Right, so, depends on which books you look at, like. But if you look at like Funakoshi's first book, that kick, that inverted kick, is there. Roundhouse kick isn't. In the first edition of Karate Do Kyohan, written in the 1930s, the master text of Shotokan, right? Roundhouse kick's not in it. Right? In the 1950s reprint, yay, there's roundhouse kick. So it's one of the things I like to point out to my students, just to give them an idea of how new roundhouse kick is, and arguably how old I am. But you go, the time between roundhouse kick first appearing in the karate print and me as Iain Abernethy learning it is less time than the first UFC and now. Is that okay? So if a karateka had saw one of Hoist Gracie's ground holds in that first UFC and made it as part of karate, that would be as traditional as roundhouse kick was when I first learned it. Do you know what I mean? And I also think that's a really good illustration of how quickly things change. So if you ask, I would say if you randomly said to people, name a karate kick, I would say at least 50% roundhouse will be the first one they think of. It is the quintessential karate kick. And the reason you don't see it in any of your katas, it's a mid to long range shot generally, right? Whereas this one can be done really close. Is that all right? So that kind of kick, again, people see this, they go, but that's a Wing Chun kick, right? It's a karate kick. There's no reason why we shouldn't be doing it. So in my dojo, they are allowed to kick legs when they spar. They're not allowed to kick groins or knees, but they can kick legs. So groins and knees are out for safety. And it's really common when they spar, and that's happening all the time, because it's so easy to land. And it's also a nice defensive one. We'll just do this slowly. But Ali comes forwards from there, and I go, no. One of my students is fantastic at kicking in the hip. So people, because he's really nippy with this, so people move in to throw a shot, he kicks them in the hip, and the posture just collapses. And then he whacks them a few times. Every time I see it, I'm going, gosh, I could do that. You know what I mean? Because he's just got it down to a fine art, right? So that's a kick we need to bring back. It's a more traditional karate kick than roundhouse is. So anyway, and you see it in this drill. So we've got 1, 2, attempted knee to the groin, but he's moved back, immediately stamp down that leg, and then you're away. Is that okay? Not a side kick, toes out. Is everyone right to have a little play with that one? Is that okay? Everyone right with that kick? And again, I say, in Funakoshi's first big book, he lists 13 leg techniques. So some of them, not all of them are kicks. Some of them are footwork as well, right? But that is in them. You know what I mean? That's listed there. So no sign of roundhouse. So I think it's one that, obviously if your main focus is competition karate, it's not going to win you medals, it's going to get you disqualified, so no one's going to do it. But for those who want to do the traditional art as well, we should be doing it. You know, it's a very traditional kick. It's one all the old masters used. It's there. And as I was just reminded, you know, there's a story of Motobu breaking one of his students' legs while demonstrating this technique as well, by the way. Which is always good, because I've never done that. So I can say my control is better than Motobu's. Which seems to be a low bar, but I'm taking it. So if you're doing it solo, you know, you've got 1, 2. I do it with a little advance when I do it. So just, white crane spreads its wings. Grip as you do the knee. He's moved away, turn, stamp down. I always find when I've got something to connect, it feels more natural. When I'm doing it in the air, it always feels a bit weird. So if it feels weird for you, then you and me both. You know what I mean? It's a lot better when you've got something you can hit with it. But anyway, so now 1, 2. Grip as the knee comes in, turn the foot out, stamp down. Is it okay? And that will be the solo version of it, left foot forwards. Is everyone okay to have a quick walk through that one? You haven't got this. At least it'll help you remember which bits of it you haven't got. So when I demonstrate, I'll walk through the kata for you at the end, you can say, oh yeah, that was the bit, right? So when we did number 6, you know, we finished here. Right, and you remember I said all the turns are anti-clockwise. Well, the great thing about that is, remember I was saying when you do the block for number 7, your hand should be underneath. But it's already underneath. So you just bring that foot round anti-clockwise and you've done it. Just open your hands as you do it. And then you slide forwards and into there. You then block out and hit. We've got to take a step forwards for number 8. And again, because I wanted to make it clear, it's not that, it's that. I'll do that a little bit slower. Is it okay? So having gone 1, 2 from there, he goes, I'll move it on an arc so it's clear to them what I'm doing. I'll then catch, both hands up, palms up, do the side kick. Having done the side kick, I'll put that foot down and then step in for number 9. He's going to do the second one, grip, and then stamp out. So you know, that's how all those would look together, right? So turn, shuto, block, strike. And for the start of number 8, slow, fast, kick down. I'm in the air with this foot, I need to get to the right stance. 1, 2. He's okay, grip, knee, stamp. Keep the leg up because you need to connect it to number 10. Is that okay? Try it. Yeah, I am not expecting you to get it. Is it okay? I just want you to walk through it.